Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And good morning. How the heck are you? Hope you're having a great Monday so far, this November 8th, 2021. I'm Brian K. Morris, and we're going to have fun for the next 90-ish minutes with any luck. So anyway, strap yourself in, get some covfefe, and hold on tight. Anyway, we're glad you're here. And of course, we got to start every morning with the attitude of gratitude. That's how we get through the day. And our attitude begins, and it's a good one, with Plasma Fire Graphics. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Jeffrey Hayes, Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. If you followed any part of the Imagine Other Worlds with Authors event over the weekend, then you know what it takes to put together a cool book and what kind of support you can expect. Well, you expect a lot when you hook up with Jeffrey Hayes, because he can not only create a great wraparound cover for your book, he can also create the graphics you'll need on social media to sell that darn thing, as well as a beautiful book trailer, just like the one you saw just now. He does my book trailers, and I want him to do yours too. Anyway, he's fantastic. He's amazing. And you will love working with him. He is so easy to work with and so very, very talented. Anyway, that's Plasma Fire Graphics. Check out their Facebook page, and definitely check out their website, plasmafiregraphics.com, where you can contact Jeffrey directly and find out how. You mean you're charging this little for this much? Holy cats, let's sign me up. Anyway, that's Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers. It really does. And speaking of people that matter, there are my Patreon subscribers. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly. And many of these wonderful people have their own Patreon pages too that I think you ought to check out. And right now we are serializing my next book, The Terrors, within the ones and zeros of this page. Also, we'll have an exclusive blog this week. Every blog deserves a name. Plus, I'm going to be tapping some people on the shoulders. I need some names for the Terrors book, and we're going through our list here, and we will be relying on you. But they'll have a hand in shaping my next novel. And if you want all those goodies too, as well as helping to push forward the Rising Tide philosophy and broadcasts, etc., then please check us out at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. Also, check out the Rising Tide Broadcast Network agenda of shows. Let's see. Monday nights we're free now, and good luck to you, Michaela. We love you. Also, we have tomorrow TED Talks at 10 a.m. Eastern in the morning. And later tomorrow, tomorrow night, we've got the Dastardly Dingoes. How could I forget the Dastardly Dingoes? They are wonderful. They are fun, and they pick on poor Chad Nuss. I feel sorry for him. We're going to have a telethon for him. Anyway, check out the agenda shows. Go to our Facebook page, and please give that a like so you can follow all of our stuff and see some of our past events. And I think that is pretty much all we've got. I want to thank everyone that came out to watch during the Imagine Other Worlds with Authors event this last weekend. I had a terrific time. Learned a lot. And that's what Aaron Casey makes sure we do with the Writers Room out of Iowa. And a huge thank you to Aaron for making me making me an official Iowan and allowing me to pontificate during the 2 days that the Imagine Other Worlds with Authors was going on. Imagine Other Worlds with Authors started out as a physical convention. And after about their fourth one, I think it was, the first one I attended and the last one under the previous management, Aaron took it over. Aaron, who was on our special Clever Title Pending on Friday night. She's really grown the organization. She's incorporated into the Writers Room, which provides a safe haven for writers to create and to grow their craft and to learn, which is we're all over that message. We dig that the most. So please check out the Writers Room page on Facebook. Check out the back shows that we did this weekend. I did one on imposter syndrome as well as a live reading and talking about my creative journey. And then we ended it up with how to market your book a little more creatively. So definitely check it out. There's a lot of good stuff. There's also things on representation, LGBTQ representation in books. And it's just a great, fantastic weekend. And again, thank you, Aaron, and everyone that was involved with the organization of this. And speaking of organization, that is what people have when they start their broadcast, but we're not prone to that. But we have comments, and we're glad to start them out. And first one in the gate is Ace Bonnie. Good morning. What do you call an alligator detective? An investigator. Glad to have you here, Ace. And Carl, thank you so much. Good morning, Ace. Hi, everyone. Good morning to you, Carl. Carl had a great time the other night, greeting the anniversary of Donna Carlene's birth, which was worth it for all of us that know her. She's a delightful lady. We love her. And hey there, Ace. And Carl. Yeah, him too. Anyway, Donna and Carl, thank you for having me and Cookie over on Saturday night. That was so much fun. Mwah to you, Donna. And Carl, I've got everything unboxed, and we're going on a shopping spree on Wednesday. We're going to pick up some peripherals. So anyway, and Nick has been told that Santa Carl has left him a package here, and I'm to play Elf. Excuse me. Anyway, sticking his tongue out at her, and she says, "Don't show it if you're not going to use it." And getting more coffee before settling in. Donna, I think you're already fully caffeinated. You sounds like you're on your game this morning. And Dan Hollifield, good to see you as always. Good morning. Guess who nodded off in his desk chair after getting home from work this morning? Let me think. Dan, we're glad you're with us, brother. And we're also glad to see the Skunk Rocker. Skunk, good to see you, my man. Good morning, every morning. How are you? Personally, I'm doing okay for a Monday anyway. Well, that's a good place to start there, my friend. And by the way, I hope you saw the DM I left you last night before I went to bed. Vague booking here. I'm up to about page 50, and I'll tell you when I see you. And anyway, Sarah, mwah, good morning to you, darling. Hope your morning is going well. And Damian Waldron, it's Monday, it's November, it's another day above ground. And let's clean our glasses so I can read your comments here. There we go. Oh, there you are. Anyway, it's Monday, it's November, it's another day above ground at 86 to 92% physical efficiency. What was I saying? Oh, good morning. Hey, Damian Waldron, y'all remember that name, because if you want wonderful, lovely toys, then you got to get with this guy, because he does good work, and I'm so proud of him. Anyway, check it out. Check him out. All right. And also, if you want your, I'll get to your comment in a moment. If you want if you want to see what Damien can do to your website, check mine out. It is a thing of beauty. Thank you, Damien. Love you, man. And Sarah, still on YouTube, but not Facebook. Deactivated for a while. And FYI, if anyone tries to reach me there, fair enough. I'm back. Okay, hi, everyone. And that's great, Skunk Rocker. And Skunk, hey, you sweet stuff. Ooh, we get to watch. And hello, and boy, these bite-sized cheesecakes are amazing. Those were good. That lemon cake was amazing. I'm surprised I didn't just pull the whole plate onto my lap and just start, chowing at it. And they're amazing too. See, I can read, and sweet stuff. I need an adult. You won't find any here, Skunk. You're screwed. Anyway, well, don't look here. I gave up being an adult at 50. I never even launched that particular program. You know what I'm saying? Cookie keeps telling me I'm the 10-year-old of her dreams. And what's the over-under on Brian forgetting to reset his clock? Okay. Yesterday I panicked. I full out panicked. I mean, I pride myself on my ability to make deadlines and my ability to show up on time unless circumstance forces me otherwise. Well, yesterday about 1:00, I looked up at the clock and then I checked the schedule for Iowa yesterday, and I had a full-blown panic attack. I'm like, oh, or actually we should do, or as Cookie left an F-bomb for us, oh, and I got online, got into my uniform here, and I got online, and I'm like, Aaron, I can go in right now if you want me. I was like 10 minutes late for my panel, and it was the one on imposter syndrome. That's my jam. Well, then I get this note from Aaron saying, Brian, did you set your clocks? And I'm like, oh crap, it was that weekend, wasn't it? So I set my clocks and realized I was not only on time, I was actually about an hour early. To which I'm sure Aaron is going to tease me till the end of time about this thing. It is the first time, actually, I think it is the first time I have forgotten to set the clocks since probably since I moved out of my parents' house. But I didn't see a whole lot of the reminders this weekend. Normally I do. But be that as it may, I was on time. The shows went off. Everybody's happy. So anyway, yeah, that's me. And dang, I'd have lost that bet. Yeah, yeah, it was kind of a stressful few 20 minutes for me until I realized what time it really was. But we did get what did happen is we went around the house and we did reset all of our clocks. And the only person who's probably got more clocks is probably Sarah. Anyway, Brian Robin says, good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. Tomorrow, the Dastardly Dingoes are back. We'll be reviewing Dune. Did you see it? Do you have things to say? Did you not see it but want to make Chad's life more miserable? Who could pass that up, huh? Then come on in and join the conversation as we discuss what we like, didn't like, we're absolutely confused about in this movie. So yeah, I've never, a number of my friends have read Dune, and I know people, plural, that make it like an annual event. It's like some people read the Bible clean through all, once a year. People read Dune once a year. I've never been able to get into it. I want to read it though before I shuffle off this mortal coil. Because I know it's a classic, and I know I tried reading it like back in high school, couldn't penetrate it. Tried again later in college, couldn't get through it. Tried again later in adult life, and now that I'm on the verge of senility, I might be able to get through it. Anyway, everyone's saying hello to each other. And there she is, our darling author, Kathy Jackson. Good morning, everyone. Big hugs back to you, sweetheart. Hope you and the family are doing well. Always good to see you. And Eric, good morning, peoples. Good morning to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you as always. And there he is, Joe D. McPhee from the Desk of Small Press Publisher. Morning, all morning, Brian. Hope the weekend was fine and well. Yes, it was. And everyone, go back and check out from the Desk of Small Press Publisher. It's on every Saturday night at 10 p.m. on the Rising Tide Network. He is a terrific interviewer, terrific conversation on that show. And Saturday night was certainly no exception. It was fantastic. Joe D. McPhee is fantastic, and all is well. And not only that, all is Amy Hale. Amy, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, darling. I hope you are doing well this morning. And if you need any sort of editing or ghostwriting or formatting, contact Amy Hale. because she can fix you up. And folks, I got a stack, and I mean a stack of comics to review this week on Comic Book Spectrum, says Brian Robin. That's right, the return of Brian the Lesser will be this Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Worse Brian, the better. All that's left is me. Come see what we loved, what we didn't care for so much, and what will get tossed across the room. That's what people live for. Call in the tower. We got new comics. But yeah, in one of these times, we're going to have all 5 of us on there. We really are. I can barely manage 4. Oh, and by the way, I did something, anyone that uses StreamYard, if you did not check into last night's show, ooh la la, it was Christmas time. They introduced some new things, including the teams. The teams are rolling out this week. And Joe Dog McKeel, if he's here, will remind me what else. It was one other big thing that I'm listening to this, and I'm like, StreamYard, you can stop, you can stop fixing StreamYard. You have made it as awesome as I need it to be. But anyway, so there may be times when I'm not on Comic Book Spectrum. Maybe I'll take a night off. Who knows? Although I love the show. I really love doing the show. And I have to say, I saw something yesterday. I normally don't watch Ethan Van Sciver for a number of reasons. But anyway, he's a crazy talented creator, though. Well, anyway, he proposed he says it's not a theory, that he has sources who tell him it's true. And I'm listening to it, and the conspiracy theorist in me is like, I'm agog with amazement. So anyway, I might talk about that because I will probably be reviewing Action Comics #1. That is the only comic that's coming in on my subscription this week. If you go to leagueofcomicgeeks.com, you can actually input your comics in there and what you can expect to pull. And actually, some comic shops are actually aligned with that service so that you can put in your subscription here and it will come to your local comic shop. But anyway, it's a really cool thing. Thank you, Eric Hawkins, for steering me to that. Dan Holofield says, I don't want to take Michaela off the schedule. Why? I know, me too. But Michaela is forging her own path, and seriously, we couldn't be happier. And it's nothing between Michaela and me. We are cool. So please do, but that does leave a hole in the schedule for someone to bring a show back. You know what I'm saying? And didn't realize you were gone. Feel free to discard text. What? Okay. Anyway, I will read them and we'll talk about it anyway. And we'll talk about Ryan Permisson, who is always wonderful. Ryan, thank you for showing up at Iowa this weekend. Imagine Other Worlds with Authors. It was great. Your questions were great. And thank you for sharing, my friend. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy any part of it, even for a nanosecond. And good morning, Nevermorians. How are you? Hope you had a great weekend. I did. Hope you did too. And check out this guy's, and I quote, on the Nerd Culture channel on YouTube. Always a great interview on Saturday afternoons. And thank you, Brian. It was great to see Cookie. Oh yeah, and you too. It's gracious that you even noticed me at all, even though I was sitting next to you. I'm just there to tote Cookie around. I know the pecking order around here. I keep telling her that people invite me to conventions so they can meet her. I'm just the middle guy. Anyway, check out the interview with Keisha Acuff on his YouTube channel there, and it's the Eric Hawkins. That's right, Porn Sack has made a visit here. And I do want to take a moment to thank all of you who reached out this past week to offer condolences regarding my uncle's passing. He was a Vietnam War helicopter pilot. He fought in Korea, and he was a 33rd degree Mason. So yeah, he knew some secret stuff for sure. He was a great man and loved getting to sit and listen to his stories as well as making him laugh. Rest well, Uncle Toby. You left an amazing legacy. And Brian, I don't know if I got a chance to tell you over the weekend, but sincerest condolences, my friend, and may all the memories be golden. All right. And Ryan Permisson says, subscribe to that Nerd Culture channel for more nerdy, amazing nerdy content. And join us Saturday at 12 Eastern for, and I quote, cosplayer, podcaster, and writer Kelly Gutner. I love her. She's amazing. And we'll also be taking your questions, so don't miss it. It's going to be live. It's going to be fun. Kelly is a blast. She really is. I love her to death. And if you want to be a guest on And I Quote, we are live Saturdays at 12 noon Eastern, but we need to pre-record. If we need to pre-record, he can do that with you. So join him for friendly conversation and promote your projects, and sign up for his show on that friendly.com calendar there, and bring Cookie home. Amen, brother. That's what we work for every day. And panic attacks are not cool. No, they aren't. No, they aren't. I may kid about mine sometimes, but they're not fun. And this is a professional thing, and I pride myself on at least my minimal professionalism. And do you enjoy dark fantasy? Do you? How about post-apocalyptic adventure comedy? Well, then, do we have a treasure trove for you? Head on to brianrodman.com and check out the dark fantasy series Memoirs of an Angel and the outrageous ridiculousness of the nebulizer. So head on over and join the adventure today. It's good stuff, seriously. And fresh snow has arrived. Go to abrahamsnow.com, says Ryan Permis. And that's right, the brand new snow short has dropped, and it's by Charles F. Milhouse this time. So please check those books out. Book 2 of the snow shorts in paperback will be coming out soon. And I'm in it. And we're also the audio book. And Eric Hawkins says it's the first time Brian forgot to set the clock since Ben Franklin suggested it. Oh, Eric, you're so mean to me. You're so mean. There's only one thing Greta's got to say.
Dare you?
See, yeah, don't pick on the old man. Anyway, even though he gives you so much to work with. But yeah, I remember, usually they put something on the cave walls about it, and I just totally missed it this time. And check out ckoepp.com for great reads, definitely. And been awake since 2 a.m. The derps are strong. Uh-oh, dear God. Strap in, everyone. Sarah's not doing her best. Anyway, we love you, Sarah. We'll talk to you later on, I promise. And just because it's a classic, says Donna Carlene, doesn't mean it's readable. Like anything Hemingway ever wrote. I don't know. I can read Hemingway. I love Hemingway's style. My style is conspicuously free of his quality, but I do the best I can. There's just something about Dune. It's a very thick volume. It's a very thick book, and there's a lot there. And and it's basically an alien civilization that you're trying to keep track of everything. And, I might have the mental acuity now to do it in my declining years. But back in my younger years, that was just like zip over my head. It didn't even muss my hair when I had it. But I want to give it one more try. I've got copies of it, Lord knows. So, we're going to give it another shot sometime. Not immediately, because I'm still rereading the J. Michael Straczynski book on being a writer, staying a writer. It is awesome and hilarious. Hilarious Eric. That's what we call him. In fact, that was his stripper name back in college. Brian Robbins says this week I'll be launching Memoirs of a Brian on Patreon, a weekly blog just for my patrons. Any level will get to read what's on my mind every week. You'll get special behind-the-scenes thoughts and immature anecdotes. Head to patreon.com/Brian Robin and prepare yourself for the shenanigans. And the way it works out on the screen here, if you look at the second line, that sentence, the one sentence begins, you'll get special behind. You had me right there, I'm telling you. And Scott Crocker says, I did see the DM, but I wasn't going to bring it up here. That's fine. Scott Crocker, I'm going to embarrass him for a moment. Scott Crocker is in his first screenplay, and I can't tell. I honestly can't tell that it's the first screenplay. This thing is so bleeping polished that it's a joy to read. I found myself being taken out of editor mode and going into reader mode, where I'm just like, just sit back, Brian, and enjoy the ride. So, which your script makes it very easy to do. And I do have some criticisms. I do have some things I do want to point out to you. But like, I'm almost I'm around page 50 or so, and I've only got 4 things to tell you. So anyway, and a couple more compliments. And you have a line in there that I'm not going to say here, and I love you too, Donnie. You know I love you. That's why I showed up. But anyway, there was a line in there that, Cookie, can you hear me? Okay, I'm going to tell you the line. I'm going to cover my. Well, I'm not going to cover my lips, so people who can lip read will know what it is. This is a line from Skunk's uh, thing. Here we go. That's a genius line.
Yes.
And it's one I wish that I had come up with and that I could use in my writing. It's brilliant, Skunk. I'm loving the dialogue. Anyway, condolences to Brian Rodman. Yeah, definitely, Brian. We love you, brother. We really do. And there he is, Grand Illusion Show. Good morning, Jake Lindsay. And hi, Brian. Don't know about you. A lot of people say they don't know about me. But I love this time of year. I've been listening to Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas on repeat. It's amazing. It's a beautiful song. I love that song, too. And the thing is, every year, that's her bread and butter. I was reading an article a couple of years ago that every year that it's like on Apple Music and all the other Spotify and all the paying sites that she makes quite a bit of cash with that song that she recorded 30 years ago, and she stopped aging around that time. That's really disgusting. Just like Slade, one of my favorite groups out of England, they were together for about 25 years, from the mid 60s to the early 90s ish. And unfortunately, they've all gone their separate ways. Although the group does still exist, the lead guitarist Dave Hill still performs as Slade, just not with the other three that formed the core group back in the day. But anyway, they have a song, Merry Christmas, Everyone, that it's actually been on Doctor Who like 3 or 4 times. It's a classic, and it's a modern classic, and a fun song. But they say that that song makes them like about $50K every year, just in performances. So write those Christmas songs, and you could be wealthy like Mariah Carey. And anyway, with that new shirt I made, I look like a Christmas tree now. It's a kind of a dark, sparkly Christmas tree. At least how it looked on my monitor, but it's a thing of beauty. And here's a question for everyone: do you listen to country versions of Christmas songs, and what's your favorite? Mine, I don't listen to a whole lot of country, period. But if I have one that I do listen to, I love. Taylor Swift did a cover of the Wham Christmas song, and it's kind of fun, and I love her voice anyway. So that's mine. But anyone else got a thing? And Brian is back, says from the desk of the Small Press Publisher, and the game is back on. Who will make Brian Rodman lose his breath through laughter? That's true. That's true. Hey, Eric and Clyde, if you're listening, we'll form the betting pool later. Dibs, okay?
That sounds like a plan for murder.
Murder is such an ugly word, honey. We prefer to think of it as gamesmanship. So anyway, the game is afoot. Anyway, but no, and Joe D was caught last night working on Brian Rodman's brakes on his car. But anyway, Joe, you're not out of the loop. Trust me, you're in. And no solstice song in this house until November is over. Don't diss November and its holiday. Exactly. We need Adam Sandler's right, though. We need more Thanksgiving songs, And Dune is over 10,000 years of history with a murder plot, political intrigue, and frisking sandworms. It's obviously a light summer reading. Yeah, I was hoping for like the Edison cylinder of it, where it's like boiled down to about 15 minutes or so, like they did with Frankenstein. Ryan Robin says, we've got 6 days left to get Ted Davies' Grimm 101 back. That's right. I want this book, folks. So does Brian. So let's get this funded and get to some stretch goals. It's a great work about death, love, and community. Kickstarter.com, and check it out. Check out that title there. We got to get our brother Ted, not to be confused with the television show, to full glory in Kickstarter. And Skunk's screenplay is amazing and awesome. I look forward to seeing the movie. Yeah, me too. When you were reading it, weren't you seeing the movie play in your head? And I have to say, if I was still acting, I want Joe. At least so far, I want Joe's role. And yes, please, let's finish Thanksgiving and all those other holidays first. And genre screenplay is horror, Sarah, and it is a thing of art and beauty. Seriously, it is. Like I said, it's probably one of the most fun and quirky stories I've read in a long time, and delightfully so. And Skunk just mixes it all up so well. You can tell he's been thinking about this a long time. And good morning, all. Grant Lankard. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So far, so good. Hope you and Angie are doing the same. And be looking for Memoirs of the Morbid coming to your mailbox soon. Horror, Sarah. You'll love it. I did, and I'm not into horror. And I am into horror. But this trips my trigger. This definitely trips my trigger. It's got enough gore for the kids, but it's also got an intelligent storyline for me. And Dune says Dan Holofield, has always been my favorite short story. Oh dear God! Given that a short story is supposed to be anything you can read in a single sitting, 8 hours can be a single sitting if the beer fridge is nearby. Good point. Good point. I need a beer fridge. That's how I'll get through it. And good job, the Skunk Rocker. Even got the Madam Executive Producer choking up with laughter. That's the Small Press Publisher. Skunk, I definitely wanted you to hear her reaction. It's not going to be anything she will read. She does not like horror one bit. But there's enough quirky stuff in there that she might enjoy parts of it. So anyway, here we go. Here's a new song you might like. It's New Kid in Town by George Strait. It's me and my dad's favorite Christmas song. I like George Strait anyway. I like, actually one of my favorite country songs is I've Got Friends in Low Places. So anyway, yeah, I can't read lips, so I'm just as much in the dark as anyone. Let's just say Skunk Rocker, the last part of the line was, if you're brave enough. Okay. And yes, Mariah Carey has come out of cryogenic stasis once more since Brian Rodman. Yeah, it's like an episode of Doctor Who where the opera singer, the lady, I think she's like an opera singer. Yeah, I think she's an opera singer. And she comes out of cryogenic stasis once a year to be with the man who has her heart. It's a really lovely tale. Scott Crocker says, I'm wondering if it's the same line that Mikhail and Donna were laughing at when they read the script. Donna, was that the line? And I mostly enjoy Trans-Siberian Orchestra during the Christmas season. Yes. Amy Hale, you're absolutely right. AmyHale.com, author rather, and author Amy Hale on Facebook. Mannheim Steamroller. Cookie is a huge Mannheim Steamroller fan. I get that. But yeah, we have some songs that we don't consider it truly the Christmas season until we hear them. And for me, it's Christmas in Sarajevo. That thing gets my heart pumping the same way it did when I first heard it. I mean, it does not grow old. And I could have that on constant repeat. And another one, believe it or not, is Lou Monte, Dominic the Donkey. It is, and Cookie's grinning in the next room. Yes, Dominic the Donkey. Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw. It's Dominic the Donkey. It's all about this Christmas donkey. It's not the one that carried the Holy Family around or anything. It's just the donkey that celebrates Christmas, and it is silly and frivolous and an absolute delight. And Amy, I do have to send you a link to a song I discovered last week. I meant to do it, but it slipped my mind. She's gonna cut you off. She might forgive me for all those baby shark torments I forced her to undergo. By giving her a new torment, yes. But we will reveal it later, okay? And Amy's like, what now? Anyway, love you, Amy. And Damien Walburn says, country Christmas songs. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Do you like Grandma got run over by a reindeer by Elmo and Patsy? I'm sensing this from you, Damien. And the Historical Fencing Guild. Good morning, Nevermorians. I hope you are all having a grand day. Hope you are too, Nicholas Anthony Tockard. The Historical Fencing Guild every Friday night at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We're damn glad to have you too. But I tuned in this week. I'm going to catch it on the rerun, but I had tuned in, but I was prepping for, or doing the minimal prep for Iowa for the imaginary others. But Nick, we got to get together. Because Santa Carl has something for you, and his elf has been charged with delivery. And let's see, here we go. A country artist named Faith Hill, yeah. She did "Where Are You for Christmas" for the live action Grinch movie. She married Tim McGraw. Yeah, we know about. She also had a hit in the '90s called "Breathe." That is a beautiful, beautiful song. And yes, I was, Brian. It flowed so well. Yeah, it really did. It's brilliant. I'm seriously, I can't praise this enough so far. And like I said, I'm about almost halfway through, because I'm trying to read it somewhat carefully. And Joe Dog McKeel, good to see you, Joe Dog. Joe Dog, what'd you think of all our Christmas surprises last night from StreamYard, huh? Can't wait to roll that stuff out and start using it. And Brian Rodman says, speaking of Christmas music, Wham-again has begun. If you're not familiar with this Christmas game, it's very simple. If you hear Last Christmas by Wham, the original version, you lose the game. May the odds be ever in your favor. I like that song. I really do. Although, it's one of those songs that I call slightly overproduced. Because you hear, I picked up something in like the last 5 years, where, George Michael is singing the song, in a normal timbre. But when he comes to the word special, you hear they've overdubbed special, and it's one of those things you can't stop hearing. And I can't do it. I don't have his amazing voice, but it's kind of like special. The last time you hear something in that tone was usually by a band that has free candy spray painted on the door. But anyway, so yeah, I'm I understand this game, and so far I'm in the lead. And Grimm 101, if a couple of you get those amazingly painted Grimm statues, it could put him over the top. And those statues, I've got my other one across the room, unfortunately, but yeah, Damien can do this stuff for you. Look how beautiful that statue is. He's got a book and a pen and a fez. He's wearing a fez. It even has a little gold tassel on the back and the beautiful sideburns. Yes. So anyway, seriously, check out the Grimm 101 Book 2 campaign from Ted Davies, and we want to get him to goal and beyond. Skunkcracker says, my favorite Christmas song, which is not a country song, is If It Has to Be Christmas by Simon Viklund, featuring the best chorus of any song related to the holiday ever. I'm writing that down. I love finding new music. Simon Viklund, I should know that name. If It Has to Be Christmas. There's another song I like. It's by Tom Lehrer. It's a Christmas song by Tom Lehrer. And it's a very cynical song about Christmas. God bless ye merry merchants, may you make the Yuletide pay. And of course, I love Tom Lehrer anyway. Skunk, I'm sure you've heard Tom Lehrer. He also did songs like The Vatican Rag and The Masochism Tango and Poisoning Pigeons in the Park. He's a genius. He's and also, if you grew up watching The Electric Company or Sesame Street, if you ever heard a song called Silent E, that was him too. Anyway, Scott Crocker says, if it has to be Christmas for you to be nice, I gotta get the F on him. So anyway, this really works. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren Waldron. Anyway, so yeah. I love that line. And Brian Robin says, thank you, Cookie, for acknowledging that this game is essentially a plot to end my life. No, it's not a plot to end your life. That's just a byproduct of it. It's mostly for our amusement. Okay?
They love to see you suffer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry, Brian. But, if somebody's got, it takes someone special to, anyone can laugh at themselves, but it takes someone special to laugh at others. That's from Michael O'Donoghue. Cookie's doing one of these, controlled descent face palms, I guess you'd call it. Hi, honey. I think you need more coffee.
No, what I need is unmentionable on air.
It's never stopped you before. Anyway, David Waldron says, seriously, Ted has elevated my small contribution to fine art. Darling, if you meant that as an insult, it had just the opposite effect. It's more like incentive. And anyway, Friends in Low Places is Garth Brooks. I don't care who sang it. Anyway, Damien, we have the Grim figure on our pledge, and after watching Ted hand paint one of them, wow. Yeah, seriously. And also, Mr. Damien and I are also launching a toy line, too, of his original creations. I'm just providing a little bit of nuance to him. And if you were at HoloCon, you could have gotten one of the exclusives of this. And it is a thing of genuine beauty. In Trail, the Cosmic Tunneler. And there's going to be a whole bunch of backstory and good comics coming out of this. Ryan Rodman says, for me, it's the classic Charlie Brown Christmas record and Nat King Cole's The Christmas Song album. I love that album growing up. I don't know that I've got a copy. I must fix this. I have both in vinyl and the original How the Grinch Stole Christmas score as well. We also like Straight No Chaser and Pentatonics. They have some amazing Christmas albums. And my all-time favorite Christmas album has got to be Twisted Sisters, Twisted Christmas. First of all, it starts out, if you remember the song We're Not Gonna Take It, which is, a great, great song. It turns out that Dee Snider, when he was writing it, the chord progression was based on "O Come All Ye Faithful," and it's beautiful because he made the arrangement like "We're Not Gonna Take It," and the beautiful part is during the instrumental solo. There's like 3 sections of it, and you of course, all of them are great musicians. And the first part is the melody of "O Come All Ye Faithful." And the lead guitarist is working in and around that. And then the second part of that, the bass line changes to, and while the lead guitarist is still doing it like "O Come All Ye Gentlemen," the bass line changes to "We're Not Gonna Take It." And then the last third of it, of course, is da 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 da. That great double guitar solo. So yeah, that's my favorite album for a variety of reasons. But I've got a lot of Christmas music I like. And I will say, full disclosure here, there were many years I did not care for Christmas music because my mother passed away on New Year's Eve. And that was part of that season, of course. But and it took a long, long time for me to finally like Christmas music again. Christmas music, I mean, no matter what it was, usually made me depressed, even if it was something upbeat. But I got over it. Now I'm making up for lost time. I love it. And Damien, I played Twisted Christmas during December. Donna, if anyone had that album, I'm not surprised it's you. Isn't that a glorious album? And Sarah says on JD's show, a guy who has manga on Kickstarter, he sounds so bored that I piped in. He was making excuses because he'd been playing D&D into the night and had given the pitch so many times that, well, I don't want to diss anyone, but that is one thing that I will say annoys me about some creative people is that, yeah, I get it. You're having fun, but why are you taking it out on your lack of discipline on your audience? I have had times where I don't feel into it and I do it anyway, and especially if you've got a product to promote, you got to put your best foot forward. So sorry he did that. I really do. JD didn't deserve that. And please don't forget to like the show, says Carl Witzman, so it's an authority. And subscribe if you have not already. And if you haven't, what is wrong with you? That's right. We echo that sentiment. By the way, our Russian bots may be back. Our Russian bot friends have heard my plea, and our subscription numbers are growing again. And I'm like, oh, I'm just setting myself up for heartache once again. So please like, share, and subscribe. So when Facebook cleans them out in about 3 months, I'll still have someone left. Anyway, yes, thank you, Carl. Thank you for mentioning that. If you're on Facebook, please give this program a like, as well as the page you're watching it on, as a thank you to our hosts, because we genuinely appreciate Kathy Jackson's books and the Rising Tide Broadcast Network and the Rising Tide Publications page for letting us do this folderol. And also, if you're watching us on YouTube, please leave us a subscription. If you're watching on the rerun, please leave us a comment. We'll be glad to get back to you. And everyone, beware, since the holiday music has started in stores, Wham-again is in effect. And if you hear Wham sing Lost Christmas, you're out, says Joe Dog McKeel. And the thing is, we ought to turn it into a positive. We ought to take a sip of moonshine every time we hear it. See, be positive and positively drunk. Anyway, Damian Waldron says, if we're being serious about Christmas songs, Believe by Josh Groban is my favorite. My son was the perfect age for it when the Polar Express came out, and we bonded over it. It makes me cry every time. Josh Groban was my goddaughter's backup singer. I tell people that. He was on the Tonight Show about 6-7 years ago, I think it was. I think I was still living in Illinois, so it had to be about 7 or 8. Anyway, my goddaughter, I still call her my daughter. My goddaughter, Mindy, is a wonderful vocalist, and she had gotten a gig as his backup singer. But the way they had arranged the camera, it made it look like Groban was standing behind her, and so like I keep teasing her that getting that Groban to sing for you, I hope it does something for his career. And I use Run Run Rudolph as my opening song of my Christmas show. It's amazing. I like Run Run Rudolph. That's a great song. Beach Boys, I think. And well, that was a repeat from me. That's fine. And free candy for redheads. That's what my van says. That's what, thank you, Carl Witzman. Secret of his success. And he was merely reciting it at the Creator Sounds board. Why would anyone with the money want to spend anything for his campaign? I don't usually pipe up, but it was awful. You should have. Really, you should have. And by the same token, like if he wasn't 100% into his game, it's like if he can't get, I agree with you. If he can't get excited about his own project, why is he there? Because I know there's all kinds of people who love to be on JD's show. I love JD's show. I watch it every chance I get. And Amy Hale says, I'm also a big fan of Bob Rivers' Twisted Christmas album. Yes, that's another of my favorites. My favorites are on the album are the 12 Pains of Christmas, We Wish You Weren't Living With Us, and The Restroom Door Said Gentleman. Oh my gosh, yes. I want to, we've got a special section in our disc library for Christmas music, and I feel like pulling that stuff out today. That's thank you, Amy. Thank you, everyone. It's beautiful. And can someone please capture a gif of Brian going special again? That needs to be a meme. Well, Carl caught a picture of me losing. Let's get it out now. Shut up. Me losing my and one time, and it became a meme too. Oh, I'm getting a lot of mileage out of your F-bomb, honey.
I'm glad it works for you. It worked for me.
Well, I am so happy it did. So there. And Joe Dog McKeel says, I am on YouTube, so I am excused. Yes, sir, you are. And that pop of you still looks like you have no pants on. And Brian Rodman says he's not complaining. My God, it does, doesn't it? Damien did that on purpose, I'm sure. And the Christmas songs from Trans-Siberian Orchestra are amazing. Like when they do lyric songs, they have serious pipes on. No joke. And Christmas music, says Dan Hollifield. I smell sex and candy counts, right? Yes, sir, it does. I say it does. I haven't heard that song in ages. I love that song. And if it's Christmas candy, yes, it does, says Damian Waldron. You heard it here, folks. This is why this is the learning place. All right. And you have amused Jody McPhee from the desk of a small press publisher. And of course, Dan, see, you want positive affirmation? Yeah. And Skunk Rocker goes, oh, that line, yeah. And everything could be a Christmas song with enough spiked eggnog. That's true. But if you're lactose intolerant, here is a Christmas tip for you. Skip the eggnog. Go right to the spike. Anyway, hopefully he keeps the advice from the perspective of a buyer of comics, manga, etc. Yeah, seriously. He had an opportunity to capture a new audience, but if he can't get fired up over his own product, show some bleeping enthusiasm, right? Talk about your project like you talk about a friend's, And here he is, George Saray, our superstar on the audio leg of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Good morning. Good to see you. And lots of fun news to share with both podcasts. So much news, I needed to take an extra week. Wow. Then definitely, folks, tune into his podcast because he does a great job. It is a slick production. and one to which I will never. That's why I stay out of audio podcasts, because one, I've got enough to do. Two, I can never be as slick as this guy here, and he does a great show. So please check it out on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And that's true too, Damien, says Donna Carlene. And I still have 2 figures. When should we give them away to these fine Nevermorians? Ooh, that's true, because we did not do our Friday broadcast, did we? For those of you who came in late, thank you, Phantom fans. Friday would have been a 12-hour episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. However, we did not make our 1,100 count subscriber goal on YouTube, which is fine. It will happen. And I'm grateful to everyone who helped and to everyone who has signed up. Let's talk about it, Damien. I'm getting an idea. And let's see. Now here's a hard question. Which movie do you like more, The Grinch with Jim Carrey or Home Alone? Grand Illusion Show, with me, it's no contest. It is Home Alone. I like the idea of a 10-year-old boy left all on his own, abandoned by his parents with murder in his heart. He is out for blood, and in walk these 2 innocent burglars, just wanting to be in and out, and yet this boy subjects them to the cruelest, the most vile of bloody terrors. It's a horror movie. It really is. And I love it. And the fact they made a sequel. And Donna Carlene goes, neither, Jake. Can we move back to November stuff? Yeah, let's move the calendar back to pre-Christmas, shall we? And O Little Town of Bethlehem to the tune of House of the Rising Sun. Historical Fencing Guild. Yes, I love songs like that. The classic Stairway to Heaven to the tune of Gilligan's Island. I also have a recording from Dr. Demento. It was never a song, but it's Strawberry Fields music, but the lyrics are the Brady Bunch. Here's the story of a lovely lady, and then the song ends with, after it reaches the crescendo, this is the way we all became the Brady Bunch. The guy playing piano, and it goes to dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. And then he has something he says about something he did to Marsha, and I won't go any further. Anyway, and which November stuff would you recommend? I recommend Rumpole of the Bailey, a great series of detective novels and short stories by James Mortimer, and also an amazing TV show with Leo McKern. That's it. And it's about a London barrister who solves crimes. And one of the stories and episodes starts out with no warmth, no heat, no fun, no light, November. So that's what I always think. And the album, I have 3 Twisted Xmas albums. Yeah, I think I just have the first one, but I am aware of the other 2. Yes, and Sip of Moonshine, I can do that. You could do better than that, Donna. We had all but a funnel in your face down at HalloCon. Y'all to go to HalloCon next year. And Oh Damien Believe is such a beautiful song, says Brian Robin. Yes, and JD emphasized the advice to the guy, so he seemed cool about it. Well, that's good. George Saray says my Christmas album of choice was and always shall be John Denver and the Muppets, A Christmas Together. That has the song that has ruined the 12 days of Christmas for me and everyone I know. How many of us, after watching the, listening to that at least twice, towards the end of the song, how many of us are going in our heads, bum, and you know where? So anyway, 2022 question from the Historical Fencing Guild. Do you still consider black and white a valid comic media? 8.5 okay for graphic novel. To the first part, I say emphatically yes. It is very, very valid. Look at Shudder Magazine or Countess Vampira, or from Warrant Publishing. Also, there have been a lot of great black and whites. Memoirs of the Morbid coming out is going to be in black and white, and it's beautifully toned. Some artwork just begs not to be colored. And sometimes skillful application of tone or wash can really set off your story and provide a really great mood, especially for horror. So yeah, I'd say black and white is still a valid medium. Now, 8.5, okay for a graphic novel? Yeah, very much so. Look at something like this. This is about 8.5, and we won an award. Okay. Could that be your goal? Anyway, Carl Westman says, is anyone doing well with NaNoWriMo? I did some work, but nothing like I should have done by now. I'm behind in my editing. I'm using NaNoWriMo. I want to get my Terrors big edit done by the end of the month. I will do it, but I'm also trying to work on the BK minutes. I'm trying to get by the end of November. I want to have enough BK minutes in the can that I can get all the way through the rest of the year. So, and we're on target for that. A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, except for the dinner scene from the Nashville Small Press Publisher. Yeah, I can see that. Scott Crocker says, my favorite song from Bob Rivers' Twisted Christmas is a mashup of Oh Little Town of Bethlehem and House of the Rising Sun. Yes, that is a super, super song. And a magician friend says the Grand Illusion Show uses Run Run Rudolph at his show. Also, he has a girl dress up in a sexy Rudolph outfit. Now we've got everyone's attention. And dances on stage. He puts her in a box and puts candy canes through the box, and she's unharmed, I hope that is. And hello, Cindy Cap. Mwah! Darling, good to see you here, and I will start on your script as soon as I'm done with the Skunk Rockers. That should take just a day or so. Anyway, I'm reading right now. I've got great reading ahead of me. I'm not only reading Skunk's screenplay, which is beautiful. I'm looking forward to reading Cindy's Animal Eye #3 script. The second one was like, ooh la la. I expect wonderfulness with this one. And Cindy, glad to have you here. I don't get to stick around today. I've been tasked with supervising a work crew fixing the gas leak prone fireplace. Eek. Sweetheart, I'm glad you found that early. Please, we'll get along for one morning, but you take care of you. You do you today. All right. But thank you, Cindy Cap. And sign up for CKOEPP.com. Sign up for her free monthly newsletter, which should be coming out in 17 days. Yes, I count down the time. Anyway, Cindy, as always. And Sarah, I think eggnog would be good mixed with rum chata. Might have a sugar overdose, but sounds so good. I want to make eggnog now with Kraken. Because Kraken's a spiced rum, and it's not as sweet as many of the others I've had. It's got a really good balance of flavors. And this is funny. The other day, we picked up the eggnog. I don't know if she can hear me, but eggnog with black gold Kraken. And now I've got Cookie's attention. So anyway, just thought of that. Anyway, but in all seriousness, says Jake Lindsay, I do celebrate Thanksgiving, but people want Christmas shows over Thanksgiving shows. That's why I celebrate early. You should celebrate, like Halloween. You should keep Christmas in your heart all year. And City Cap, links everywhere. First up, you need more Brian in your day. Oh, dear God, that's a dangerous admonition there. Anyway, thank you. I'm on Smashwords, and I'm also on Amazon. If not from there, then from here. Definitely get Amazon. You can get all my works there. And Sarah, that's genius. What are you going to call it? Yeah, seriously. And Brian Robin says, I'm excited about the holiday special of the Dastardly Dingoes podcast this year. I believe it will be from the Christmas desk of a dastardly spectrum. May God have mercy on your souls. That's right. But as Donna Carlene says, for you will find none here. Anyway, no, I always look forward. And we got, when's our next team up? We've had the one for November, right? Anyway, time means nothing to me anymore. That's why I opted out of daylight saving. Okay. And by the way, folks, it is daylight saving, not daylight savings. Okay. Get it right. And Home Alone 100%. Oh yeah. That murderous little wretch. I'm telling you, Kevin McAllister. I mean, he's like a mini Manson, really. And I'm not talking Maryland either. You know what I'm saying? And Sword and Axes for Big Stompy Robots. Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert has that on Amazon. You definitely want it. And Joe Dog McKeel says, I know how to do the giveaway. StreamYard giveaway tool. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I need to look into it more because I up till now have not had a reason to use it. And I was going to study it leading into the 12-hour show, but when we had the Russian bots swept from our subscription list, I knew it wasn't going to happen, so I didn't bother. So I'm sorry to say. Well, let's see, where are we at? Let's see. Okay, I've got the count of Russian bots from yesterday. And it could be some of these I got from Iowa, and we hope you're listening. We hope you enjoy what you hear. But we're refreshing that page. We went from like 726, I think it was, to like 820, and I'm like, okay, I'm suspicious now. Or or no, it's like, yeah, we're at 815, so probably we've lost some humans. But anyway. Or like, I signed up for this. Holy cats, what was I thinking? Anyway, the Dastardly Dingoes podcast. You definitely need to check that out every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. It's wonderful. And oh crap, I just got to the part of the stream where Nick said he likes that song too. Yes. Great minds think alike. And Grand Illusion Show, if I'm correct, The Grinch used to be a horror movie before Ron Howard did a family version of it. The Halloween Grinch was terrifying. It was a cartoon, an animated cartoon with the voice of Boris Karloff, one of the finest actors ever born, and is probably most noted for his portrayal of the Frankenstein monster from the first three Frankenstein movies. All right. So actually, The Grinch is a book by Theodore Geisel, who wrote it under the name Dr. Seuss. So that's it came from a book. The book is not a horror movie, and neither is the cartoon. We are here to re-educate you. And at least Nick and I have something in common. Well, see, I think you two have a lot in common. You two would have a good time together. And A Little Town of Bethlehem to House of the Rising Sun is hilarious. Cindy Kep's on board with that too. That's so cool. And the third movie was awful. They had a new cast, understandable, but they should have stopped after the second movie. I agree. Well, there's actually a fourth movie out, I found. I've not seen 3 or 4. I honestly have no desire to, or except out of morbid curiosity. But yeah, the first 2 were really good. Following the exploits of this potential mass murderer. I mean, probably Silence of the Lambs was probably Kevin McAllister under a new name. That's the theory I'm going under. So anyway, nerd culture, you don't want it in your yogurt. You want it in Ryan Permisson, who will deliver plenty of it to you. Check out his YouTube channel right there. Thank you, Cindy. And yes, Rumpole is great. I love Rumpole of the Bailey. And Leo McKern was one of my favorite actors at one point in time. He was also brilliant in Lady Hawk. Great nuanced performance there. And also as I think he was like the only recurring number 2 in The Prisoner, which if you have not seen The Prisoner, you must. It is one of the finest TV shows ever. Created, written, and directed by Patrick McGoohan for the most part. But it's basically about an espionage agent who drops out of the game for reasons he doesn't reveal. His former employers want to know why he's quitting. So they basically drug him, and he wakes up in this place called the Village, where everyone kind of thinks alike, toes the line. But their goal is to find the number 2 is to find, and from this point on, Patrick McGoohan's character is called Number 6, and he says, "I am not a number, I am a free man," and it's all about and it's a powerful statement, even more so today than back in the '60s, late '60s. But the whole purpose of the Village and number 2 is to find out why McGoohan left. And McGoohan absolutely refuses to tell them. And it's all about identity and depersonalization in a more technological world. And there's also some really, really great acting in there. it's must see view. It really is. And if you're paranoid like me, it really speaks to you. And you want publisher desks for small presses. Call Carpenter Jody McPhee Saturday nights at 10 p.m. He is really fantastic. And George Soroy, not only is Home Alone the better movie, all the live action Grinch movie does is turn the Who's into holes, yeah. But Blumhouse needs to do a Home Alone style horror movie like they did with Freaky and Happy Death Day, where everything Kevin does to the burglars in the two movies causes the damage that it actually would. Throw 3 bricks at someone from a roof, they're not getting back up. George Soroy, Cookie and I read a couple of articles right after Home Alone 2. I think it was in Entertainment Weekly. And they had a couple of physicians rate the damage that the wet and sticky bandits would have undergone, and the top, how much it would have cost to treat their injuries, and the top was $3,000, which was the minimum price for a decent funeral. And so we watched cartoony type violence like in the Home Alone movies and other films. And Cookie and I just look at each other and go, $3,000. There's Dr. Mike channel on YouTube is always interesting, and he does a couple of videos on what the damage would have done to each of them and whether they would have survived it or not. And there's a lot. I think, especially in 2, I believe it is, there's a good chance that the sticky bandits would not have survived the invasion of the McAllister home. It's really good stuff. Yeah, I'm a total agreement with you. I did not care for the Jim Carrey movie that much. Give me the Boris Karloff cartoon any day. And Cindy Kemp agrees with me. You need to hire Amy for editing and go get you some Neurosis, right? It's a book, not anything else. You probably already have that from watching the show. But anyway, check her out on Amazon because she's amazing. And do you have Secret Warriors, Trusty? Then you need to pick up Michaela Jade's amazing Warriors trilogy. And imagine this Hawaiian version of Christmas songs, how awesome that would be. My grandmother was a big fan of Hawaiian music. She had like all of Don Ho's albums and a number of other performers from the island, and she had several Christmas albums by the performers. So yeah, I'm aware of Christmas music from Hawaii. That is good stuff. And the best version of the 12 Days of Christmas was one done by Alan Sherman. Scott Crocker, I agree. I totally agree with you. That and John Denver is right behind it. Bum bum bum. And Poetry in Motion. That's Teresa Dunn. Teresa, hope your morning's going well. Historical Fencing Guild. That's it. Every show is a delight on Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. And a Japanese transistor radio, which has a thing on it when you stick in your ear. The other hand, you can't stick anywhere because it's beds. That's right, Skunk. That's right. Oh my gosh. Oh, and comic related madness. You got to get that Pops Van Zant's behind that. Check out CromCon at the end of every month. And I'm behind on draft 2, but I'm also behind on the National Podcast Post-Month Challenge to record my show from dusk till dark outside the Marvel Studios. Hope to use this week to get caught up on both. Good luck to you, brother. Seriously, that's from doing just people don't understand how long it takes to do some of this stuff. I mean, I do a 1-minute show every day, which takes me about an hour to do like 3 episodes, and it takes Cookie about almost as long to edit them. So, but she's getting it down now. She's getting good. I, on the other hand, am not. But anyway, George, good luck. Keep us posted, okay? Brian Rodman says, "Oh, black and white comics are beautiful and amazing, Ryan Permisson. For example, I'm beta reading The Silence, #2 by Chad Nuss, and Chad Nuss, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The story is just amplified by the black and white art. That's enough niceness for Chad." That's right. It's like when I went on the Dastardly Dingoes at the start of their new season, I paid Chad a compliment, and he looked like a dog that you kick. Then the owners kick them all the time, and then a stranger comes in and gives them a treat and pats them on their head, and they're like, "What is this? I have no point of reference. I'm feeling this strange feeling. I think it's called happiness," And that's kind of what Chad's expression reminded me of. That Brian had put him through the torments of hell so often that my brief moment of kindness didn't quite didn't quite sync up with his training. Dan Hollifield, Porky Pig singing Blue Christmas gets me in the feels. Not saying which feels though. Probably the same one as mine, Dan. I understand. And Luke Stone Studios is hybridized. Check out Luke Stone Studios for the great Hybrids comic book. And yeah, Unharmed ran out of characters. Yeah, they ran out of victims is what it was. And well, folks, I have to go. Have a great day. Carl Witzman, thank you for being here, brother. You have a great one. And thank you, and Donna, again, for hosting us. But bum. That's right, Nick. That's right. Sisters in Love, you didn't do right by me from White Christmas. There you go. And Grand Illusion Show says, did the Christmas Carol movie scare you when you were little? Scrooge scared me so much before he turned happy. I grew up. Our local CBS affiliate, Carl and Donna will know, WCIA Channel 3, used to run the Alastair Sim version of Christmas Carol. And yeah, it would disturb me as a kid. I didn't really care for the movie. But as I got older and I appreciated Charles Dickens more, I love that film. And that is absolutely my favorite version now. There was also for Avengers fans, and I'm not talking about shawarma eaters. One of Patrick McNee's first film roles is in Christmas past sequence with where Scrooge is in school. But I love that story now. I think it's a brilliant story, and I love the Alastair Sim version from, I think it was 1951 or so. It's from the 50s. I know that. And got a bolt, says Cindy Kep. Don't start any sparks, so darn. Not till the workmen leave. And have fun storming a castle. Sign up for Rising Tides newsletter right here. And go to patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. Then go to patreon.com/CKOEPP.com and check out the artwork of Bill Sarnard 76 on Facebook and catch up with you all there. Cindy, good luck with your repairman and keep us posted. And from Destin Small Press Publisher, we had it for Halloween. Are we doing it for Thanksgiving? We could. And Daylight Savings. I wasn't talking to you, honey.
You can't do it on Thanksgiving.
I can't do it on Thanksgiving. That's right. I'm traveling.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't panic, honey. We could do it before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We could do it while we're there. Hopefully we won't have time to do a broadcast. Yes, on Black Friday and the Saturday following, I will be at West Valley Mall in West Des Moines, Iowa. As part of the Indie Author Book Expo. Cindy Kep will be there on Saturday, and we are going to have our books with us. So please, and Michaela Jade will be joining us. Please come see us. And yes, Daylight Slaying Time, says the Historical Fencing Guild. I like that. And the Sarah Diabetic Coma equals what I'd name it. That's right. There we go. Ask for it by name. And that would be a great holiday comic title. That, there's possibilities there. Start writing, girl. And Grand Illusion Show says, I personally do like Halloween, but I get scared really easily, and I get panic attacks from being jump scared. Well, I'm not real fond of jump scaring either, doing or being. But Thanksgiving's a time of reflection and being grateful for what you have before you slide into Christmas and be thankful for what others have done for you. And that StreamYard giveaway tool is easy. If you need help, just holler. Joe Dog, you're my go-to guy on these things. I appreciate the help. But yeah, last night was if you do StreamYard, Brian Rodman, you may want to check out last night's show. They're going to, I think one part is being rolled out today and the other will be rolled out this week. But I did mention in our group chat, teams will be out before the end of the week. They'll be rolled out. And what it means is we can appoint somebody to run the show in our stead. So anyway, there's 5 Home Alone movies now, I believe. Oh, dear Lord, that's too many. And the animated Grinch is special because the voice of Tony the Tiger was the narrator and Boris Karloff is the Grinch, a very rare combination from the Decimal Small Press Publisher. You're absolutely right. Thor, oh God, I can't remember his last name, but Thor was Thor Ravenscroft. Thank you. How can I forget that kind of name, right? Yes, he was the voice of the narrator. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. And I think it was Straight No Chaser, was it? Had that beautiful kind of jazzy rock version of it that song, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, and Rockapella has done. Barry Carl did an amazing job on that. But yeah, I love that song about You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Yeah, and the music is great. The animation by Chuck Jones is astounding. Jake, it's not a horror movie. It's a great film. And there's a online comic strip called PvP, and I read that was printed in comic form for a while, and they did their own version of kind of a mashup of the Grinch and the Christmas story. And the cynical guy there, Brent Sienna, for all you crayon fans, he encounters the Christmas cheer, and the caption reads, "And Brent's heart grew 3 sizes that day." Then it cuts to Brent, and he's like, "I don't know why, but I feel joy, but my left arm hurts." So anyway. And Scott Cracker says, I do believe he is referring to Grinch Night, which is a Halloween-themed Grinch cartoon where he terrorizes a small child. And yeah, it's pretty freaky. Lots of 70s acid trip imagery. I don't remember if I've seen that or not. Wow. Okay, I'll have to look that up. Thank you, Skunk. Something I could see scaring someone. But the original version, oh my God, that is a family tradition in a lot of homes. And Brian Robin, unfortunately, there are 5 Home Alones. Oh, break my heart, will you, Brian? The new one is coming out on Disney Plus Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one, or I blanked it out. This holiday season, it's the only one to actually cross over with the original 2. Buzz, Kevin's older brother, is in this one as a police officer. Yeah, I would love it if Macaulay Culkin made an appearance as a grown-up Kevin. That would be fun. And I like the only true sequel to Home Alone, The Good Son. Here we go. Now, here's the debate I heard. Who stole Christmas first, Jack Skellington or the Grinch? It depends. Are we talking about which dimension? That's the important part. And Damien, what about Saw? Is it too far of a stretch in the imagination to believe that Kevin McAllister grew up to be John Kramer? Oh, Skunk Rocker. Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner. That's it. He grew up to be Jack Kramer. I can see that. And especially the elaborate death traps. Skunk, you, that's it. And from the desk of a small press publisher says the Jim Carrey Grinch became more of a bullying story than the classic Dr. Seuss adaptation. Grinch gets bullied as a kid. Grinch tries to steal Christmas. Girl who liked him admits it. All see Grinch as a person and not a monster. Yep, a bullying story and not the classic book. Yeah. And there's so much they could have done to be more faithful, I think, to the original. But yeah, I remember now the bullying thing, and to me it came off as mean-spirited. So live action Cat in the Hat was better. Agreed. And Joe Dog McKeel says, just remember, he who is without all shall throw the first rod. Compressions 95.1. Yes, that's right. Exactly. And don't forget, everyone, CKOEPP.com. Definitely, for the best newsletter in our immediate circle. And CKOEPP, yes, I think you forgot a letter there, but CKOEPP.com. COE, yeah, okay, we got it. Oh, crap, need more coffee. Don't we all? I'm What? What damn?
I made some.
Oh.
I got distracted.
Sorry. I'm getting coffee at least. And Ted Davies Artistry. Good morning, sir. Let's get this man Grimm 101, book 2, over the top so I have something to edit. I need more coffee. Anyway, good to see you, Ted. And always a pleasure, sir. I've been following your antics and your promotional tour. And where do you stand? Please put in the link so we can monitor your progress. And Saw would make sense, wouldn't it, Damien? I'm telling you, the kid grew up a monster. He was a monster to start with, and then he becomes honey, I don't know if you heard, but Skunk Rocker had a great idea. Saw is all about the machinations of this guy named John Kramer, who's getting back at his enemies through these elaborate death traps.
Right.
Kevin McAllister grew up to be John Kramer. I can buy into that. And thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Ooh, I smell stuff. Ooh, my honey made pumpkin spice coffee.
I did.
I love you.
Love you.
You must. Yes, and the secret of pumpkin spice coffee, for those who just joined us, there's this thing you can buy in the supermarket. It's called pumpkin spice. It's on the spice shelf. They sell it all bleeping year round, and you just take a little bit of it, just maybe for 8 cups. I would say no more than half, a teaspoon, or no, even a half a teaspoon. I'd say
Well,
for a full 8
for-
cups.
For 4 cups,
Yeah,
I do 2 shakes.
yeah, 2 shakes of the bottle for, if you have one of those 4 or 5 cup coffee pots like we've got. And then you mix the spice in very thoroughly into the grounds, because otherwise it will turn into cement. Okay, and your coffee maker could overflow. But it pulls the spice from the grind, and you have pumpkin spice coffee all year round. You're welcome. Follow the Rising Tide Broadcast Network for more life hacks. Anyway, yeah, it does make sense. And 36-hour live stream is 1100 by end of November, says Eric Hawkins. Eric Hawkins will do a 36-hour live stream on his YouTube channel if I get 1100 people on mine. Okay, the gauntlet's been hurled, Eric. Get ready. And see you on Pops Van Zandt show tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. We are talking Grim 101. Book 2 Kickstarter almost funded. $292 away. 6 days left to pledge. Put that link in here, my brother. And 36 sounds doable. Yeah, I think he can do that. I'll pop in for a few minutes. Yeah, I'm glad to help. Yes, Hotkeys is the other one. That's it. Teams and hotkeys by the end of the week. And I am so excited with hotkeys. That's what I tried to do with OBS. And I failed miserably. I made it too complicated. But yeah, what's going to happen by the end of this week, if you are not YouTube, but a StreamYard subscriber, whether it's pay or free, I believe you will have teams where you can appoint people to be admins, which gives them all the rights you do as the page owner. They just can't get into your payment information, but they can set up shows. They can run the show complete. They have basically all the power that I have as the owner of this channel and as the guy who does all the shenanigans. They can all, and then they have like a lesser role, but it's basically they can run video and they have limited control over the directorial part of this thing. And then hotkeys are like, let's say I wanted to have Greta come on, for instance. I think this is how it would work. I would hit a combination of keys that I would set up, and Greta would come on immediately at my beck and call.
How dare you!
I know, really, Greta. It's pretty. Yeah, it's nutty. But anyway, that's how that's going to work, and it'll be out by the end of the week. So I'm excited. I mean, last night was, an early Christmas gift from the guys who created StreamYard. And actually, Thor just sang the song on the Grinch. Boris was the narrator and the Grinch. That's right. But it's beautiful stuff. It is beautiful stuff. George Saray, here's another blow your mind moment. The 5th Home Alone movie stars Caligula himself, Malcolm McDowell. That would be the only thing to get me to watch that. Because I love Malcolm McDowell, the man who murdered Captain Kirk. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of fun to see Malcolm McDowell, who's always been a great actor. But he's doing all these wonderful roles, and not just macabre ones, but to see him when he started out in things like Caligula, which Jake Lindsay, do not watch that film. Please do not even think about watching that film. It's basically a porno film, produced by Penthouse publisher Bob Guccione, and Clockwork Orange. It's not wholesome entertainment, either one of them. But I tell you one thing, one of my favorite things with Malcolm McDowell, this is about 15, 20 years ago. I believe it was ABC had a revival of Fantasy Island, but it was dark. I mean, it was a horror show, basically, in the good sense. And Malcolm McDowell played Mr. Rourke, except it wasn't very subtle. It was clear this guy had supernatural powers and intent. It was brilliant acting on his part. Anyway, speaking of brilliant, there's Anthony Bouveau. Brother, how are you, my friend? How are you guys doing? We're doing well. How are you? Saw your Halloween cup. That was so cool. And you guys have lost your mind. 36 hours. I did 49, and by 30, I was rethinking the commitment. Hey, talk to Eric about it. It's his gig. I get 1,100 people. Eric is going to do a 36-hour live broadcast. I'm excited by it. Bless you, honey. And Cookie might even make an appearance on that one. Anything's possible, she says. Yes.
Not likely, but it's possible.
Well, there's that. Yeah, but it's for Eric. He's going to need somebody around hour 34, 35, or 2. So anyway, or 25 or 6 to 4. Anyway, MJ12 on the Truthmongers. Wednesday at 7 p.m. It's going to be fun. Truthmongers is a great show. And what's the subject going to be this week? And yeah, I was talking about The Grinch, right? That was a horror movie, not the original Grinch. Okay. And Dan Doherty is going to be on your show. Super. I love Dan. TED Talks Tuesday, pre-recorded, 10 a.m. Eastern. I love Dan Doherty. He is such a great guy. And I signed up for his Patreon. And I think it's every quarter he sends you a postcard. And it's fantastic. An original postcard that he created. It's great stuff. And Brian Robin says, I really enjoy the Jim Carrey Grinch, but the original cartoon will always be light years better. Yeah, they did more in half an hour than Jim Carrey did in 2 hours. Did the original Frosty the Snowman make you cry when he melted? No, he didn't make me cry. I figured he was an alien entity, and this was the only way to dispatch him. Kind of like how the cold germs destroyed the Martians when they invaded in 1938. And we still remember Grover's Mill, New Jersey. We still remember. Anyway, yes, watch the past Saturday episode from the desk of a small press publisher. If you need a reason to back Grimo 101 Book 2, then watch that episode to see why. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in Grimm 2. I'm excited. I really am. I loved the first one, and I say that not just as their editor. So anyway, Brian Robin says there's an extra Reddit thread about how Kevin became John Kramer. There's a few YouTube videos on it too. It's a great fan theory. My furry white, you know what I'm saying? It's gotta be his soul. And you guys have me doing StreamYard, great for sharing screens. Yeah. Did I not say, sir? And if I can help you with StreamYard, let me know. And Sarah, that's how R was able to get into your show back in the day. Yeah, him. Yeah, because we shared an account through someone, and it was not unusual for some of the others to, just come on the show. So at the time, I didn't mind much. Anyway, the song from Home Alone, when he's saying the traps, is a brilliant soundtrack. I loved, who was it? I'm Darlene Love, the closing theme to Home Alone 2, where she's basically backed up by the E Street Band. That is one of my favorite Christmas songs, too. And I suggest Clerks 2. Excellent choice. I love it. And got a conference call. Everyone have a great day. Good luck to you, Eric. May God have mercy on your soul. And we'll see you for that 36-hour episode. Subscribe today. And maybe the donkey could be a reindeer. There we go. But I think he was used since, it's been a while since I've heard it. It's been a year since I've heard the song. But yeah, do Lou Monte, Monte, and look up Dominic the Donkey on YouTube. You will find a video. Malcolm McDowell's Rourke was great. Thank you. I'm glad someone else saw that. Yeah, I was really sorry when that show went off the air. I mean, I've seen there was a YouTube clip that reminded me now that Ricardo Montalban was no slouch, but there is a beautiful scene from an episode where one of the plots was that Satan had come to the island and a married couple had signed their soul away to Satan, and he had come to collect, but Rourke intervened and became part of the bargain. And there is this wonderful scene with Roddy McDowell as Satan facing off against Rourke. And it's one of those moments when you see two incredible actors at the height of their creative powers matching off against each other in this beautiful chemistry while they're doing this. And it is so beautifully underplayed. especially on Roddy's part, and Rourke tricks Satan, and it's about 5 minutes long. It is a beautiful scene, and it was Fox that did that version of Fantasy Island. Oh, okay, I thought it was ABC. If it was Fox, then it probably should have gotten canceled after the third episode, after they ran the episodes out of order, right? And Pillow Pants and Reindeer Show, that's from Sarah, remember? And Ricardo Montalban's Rourke versus the Devil episode was staggeringly good. Agreed. That that's masterful. That was just of course Ricardo Montalban and Roddy McDowall are two actors. I've never seen them do a bad acting job, and even their presence elevated whatever they did. There was a wonderful series in around 1977 called Fantastic Journey with Jared Martin, and they brought in Roddy McDowall to be basically their Dr. Smith, if you think of that as a dimension hopping Lost in Space. It was a great show. Didn't last very long, and a lot of the people that worked on classic Trek worked on this one. But yeah, excuse me, who doesn't love the bookworm from Batman? Anthony Bouveau, I'm doing really well, Brian. Thank you for the comment on the mug. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that on both. Anthony Bouveau, check out Anthony Bouveau's books. And Damien Waldron, there must have been some cosmic horror in that old silk hat they found. That's right. I've got this idea for a very bad set of short stories about Cthulhu that I came up with during Kokomo Con last year. And the general reaction was, first they roll their eyes, then they said, "Oh, Brian," and then they said I had to do it. So anyway, George Saray says, if anyone would like to subscribe to the new Captivate site set up for the podcast, you can go to Excelsior Journeys .captivate.fm, and from duck till dark .captivate.fm I have the sign up page for the Kind of Weekly newsletter, and there's a winner every month of an Amazon gift card. Check that out, people. And George does such a super job on his podcast. We're proud to have him here, and I'm proud to call him a friend. He's a beautiful guy. And hopefully we'll get to see each other at PenCon. Hopefully we'll have a PenCon this year. And Brian Rodman says, well, that's it for me, kids. Have fun, be safe, and don't do drugs. And if you do, call Brian. Have a great Monday, everyone. Hashtag bring cookie home. Hashtag feed cookie. And hashtag laugh like drunk Santa. Oh, climb onto my lap, little girl. I'll give you everything. Anyway, we're moving on. And snowmen from Mars. I'm talking that there we go. That was the initial invasion. After the 1938 attempt, they came back, but disguised as snowmen, just like on Doctor Who. Grover's Mill, New Jersey. Never forget. Anyway, Scott Greger says, well, it's 11:30. Don't die, feed cookie, and cheese grater. The two words that got me to stop watching WWF. Oh, no. It was back in 2004. And I think Jerry Lawler was one of the commentators. And it was right when they were starting this thing about extreme wrestling, where they were like bringing in foreign objects to use. Somebody threw in a thing of kitchen implements. And I remember it was not Gorilla Monsoon, but it was Jerry Lawler who called out, "Oh my God, is that a cheese grater?" And I'm like, Cookie, turn that thing off right now. I've had enough. Joe Dog McKeel says, I was thinking of that scene just a few minutes ago. Had a profound message buried in it. Yeah, it's true. And Damien Waldron reminds me of one of my annual viewed movies, Santa Claus versus the Martians. Pia Zadora. Yes, Pia Zadora. The lady who was famous for being famous. Although she was in that, what was it? I want to say, I think it was a Jackie Collins movie, but she was in a movie. And the thing is that she wasn't a bad actress. She just made terrible films, and she was actually a really decent singer. But her husband, who was about 15 times her age and had more money than the Shah of Iran, he was basically, trying to make her famous, but she just wound up being a punchline, unfortunately. I think she's still around. And Wishmaster would be awesome, with the Wishmaster being Santa. There we go. I think we're getting someplace here. And the MST3K version, yes. And I will say, one of my favorites is A Touch of Satan. As long as we're It isn't a Christmas show, but it's the show that ruined Amazing Grace for me. This song is in the public domain, and that's why we used it twice. That was funny, wasn't it, honey?
That line is funny.
Yeah, see? So
the only thing funny in either of those two shows.
Aside from your husband and two of our friends choking and gasping as we're laughing so hard. Remember, honey, this is where the fish live. Moving on. And T-minus 28 till time to feed Madam Executive Producer, says Joe D. McPhee. Thank you, sir. And we're on target. Bad Santa was a fun movie. I've not seen that one. I really want to see that one, though. Who knows if the Shadow uses Santa's intelligence network, or if the Shadow uses, or if Santa uses the shadows. Just saying. And from the Decimal Small Press Publisher, just a thought. It was the second kid from Home Alone 3 that became Jigsaw. All of the motive is there. Not as popular as Kevin. Completely different family. It fits better. I'm telling you, this Home Alone thing could be a breeding ground for murderers. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Dog McKeel says, did you see Santa Conquers the Martians play on the TV Sunday morning at HC Damien? It was part of our movie room. Oh, that's right. That's right. I did see that on the schedule. That was a fun movie. And that was a great idea, too. Sorry more people didn't take advantage of that. George Saray says the ultimate Pia Zadora movie is, thank you, the adaptation of Harold Robbins' The Lonely Lady. Cinema Snob does a brilliant deconstruction of it, so you only need just over 20 minutes for the whole experience. Yeah, I remember seeing The Lonely Lady. I couldn't remember who the book it was based on, or the the name of the film. But yeah, Lonely Lady, that was one of the things. I actually paid money in a theater to see that thing. Mostly because I'd seen a Playboy article on that movie. And I was single at the time. So anyway, when people stop being completely inconsiderate, we'll have to get together again. Sarah, that's going to happen. Because you and I are considerate. So anyway, yes, one more reason to go to HalloCon yet next year, folks. That's right. Yeah, it was a treat. It really was. Damien, I think, and I probably can't say enough good about HalloCon. Damien and I got to see each other again. And plus it was fun from first to last. And it's a convention. You won't go away hungry, that's for sure. So yeah, definitely come to HalloCon next year. It was a true event. And also, we've got a couple of events coming up later this year. We've got our next one will be Black Friday at the West Valley West Mall in West Des Moines, Iowa. I will be there with Michaela Jade, and on Saturday only, Cindy Kep, and also a certain someone here who you know part of. Yes, Thing will be there. Anyway, no, Cookie will be there. And we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving with the shoppers of the West Valley Mall. We'll have our books for sale, and we'll be doing autographs. And you want to talk books and publishing and writing, we're your people. Come on down and see us. And admission, I believe, will be free. And Joe Dog McKeel says, yes, it is time to go feed Joe, so it is really time to go feed Cookie. Have fun, everyone. See you all Wednesday. Joe Dog, thanks for being here, brother. As always, you're a joy. Check out Stupid O'Clock Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Saturdays, and followed by Dan Hollofield's great Last Man Standing. Check out those shows. They are fantastic. And check out last Thursday's episode of Stupid O'Clock. I barged in there following my show, Comic Book Spectrum, and we all had a good time. And Immortal Hulk was a Santa hat. I'm on trade paperback 3 where he's in hell. Great suggestion. Glad you liked. Didn't I tell you? For those of you who don't know, the Immortal Hulk, which is just wrapping up right now, but it's in trade paperback. Pick them up if you can. Al Ewing, who's a British writer who used to write Judge Dredd, one of my favorite characters. He has crafted a tale of the Hulk from an inspiration he got from the very first issue, except in this one, the Hulk isn't a superhero type. It's a horror comic, and it just goes from one mind to another. Okay, so please check it out. It's a great book. And she's a hungry one, Madam Executive Producer. That's right, Jody McPhee. We got to feed her. And I tell people, when I was dating, my mantra was feed your woman. I fed Cookie luxuriously, and now she's come to expect it regularly. But that's okay. We got to go to A-Zip Pizza last night. A-Zip is wonderful. It's pizza spelled backwards. And somebody who played on the Purdue football team, who was a business major, created, and it's kind of a regional chain from like Evansville all the way north in Indiana and other places. But they've got great regular pizzas that you help put together the toppings. Some of them are themed pizzas. And then every month they have a specialty pizza. And this month is Italian beef. And it's magic. It was seriously great. You can get it on either a small regular hand-rolled crust, thin crust, or a like a 10-inch regular crust, or a square 7-inch deep dish, as well as and you can also get cauliflower if that's what you like. So anyway, oh, that's interesting. Anyway, just saw something here on StreamYard I'd never seen before. But anyway, so yeah, and it's really great. And the one I got, and the other one they get, is one of the employees of that location comes up with a different combination. And both of ours were great. So anyway, she's more than just a hand, says Damien. Yes, she is. And she gives me a hand every day. She does my graphics and my editing, and she's working on an ad right now. Holy cats, that's amazing. And thanks for your support, BKM. Oh, Ted, I love you, brother. I want to thank Joe D. McPhee for a great interview on his show last Saturday night. Everyone have a great day. You too, Ted Davies. And check out Grim 101 Book 2 on Kickstarter right now. We just have a few more days and only $292 left to go to get that fully funded, and we got to get it done because I want it. And she drops 100 F-bombs and somehow makes you glad. Stamian Walbrun. That's true. A-Zip, interesting. Yeah, it's a good place, Jody. If you ever get down this way, we're going to have to eat our way across Lafayette. And good morning, Nevermorians. Superstar Rick Bradley. Glad to see you here. Hope your day is going well so far. And race car is spelled the same, reading it forward and backwards. That's the same thing, along with Madam, I Madam, which was the name of a song by it's a palindrome. Thank you. I was just coming up with that. And that's also the Madam I'm Adam is also the name of a song by the Tubes off of their second album. Madam I'm Adam, ain't no other woman that's had him. He's strong as a tree, that apple tree over there. So anyway, a fun song. And speaking of fun, let's have fun on this Monday. Let's make it fun for someone else. And I think we'll wrap up the show now because my woman is probably getting ravenous right now. See? And anyway, we'll make her.
How dare you?
Greta, we can't. You're right, Greta. We can't do that. Anyway, folks, and we got one more comment here. And damn it, I'm mad is another one. Oh, that's right. I'm mad. Damn it, I'm mad is another one. That's right. And that's the way I usually spell damn it. So see, fun with words, kids. That's why we're writers. Anyway, folks, thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. Whether you're watching us live or on the reruns, we appreciate your patronage. And we also appreciate Jeffrey Hayes at Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Plasma Fire Graphics does great work and at very, very affordable prices. So please check out what Jeffrey Hayes has to offer. Check out the Plasma Fire Graphics Facebook page as well as plasmafiregraphics.com, and that's where you can contact Jeffrey directly and get his rate card. You'll be glad you did. That's Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers. And speaking of readers, readers are leaders, and these leaders read my stuff, and they also support us on Patreon, a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly. And we're going to be doing some blogging this week. We might even just out of the generosity of our hearts drop in another episode of The Terrors this week. Who knows? But the only way you'll find out and get your name on this card where I mention you every month or every episode of Clever Tile Pending or Nevermind the Furthermore or Comic Book Spectrum is by becoming my patron on Patreon. And just $1 a month could do it, and means a lot to me. It really does. So anyway, if you want more information on this, go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And also check out the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. It's got your entertainment lined up 7 days a week, starting with BK Minutes every morning of the week. And see, the rest of the night, you get the night off tonight, okay? We'll let you relax. But tomorrow, TED Talks, with Dan Doherty at 10 a.m. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern will be the Dastardly Dingoes with all kinds of fun on their show. And we'll be back Wednesday morning with another episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. And let's check out the last couple of comments here, just so we can say we did. To the abyss and back, sweetheart. And isn't the name for the phobia of palindromes also a palindrome? That would make so much sense. Excuse me. That's the ultimate wordplay irony there. Thank you, Rick Bradley, and thank you all for watching. We'll let you get to your day now as I will proceed with mine. And we hope you make it a good one for everyone. Also, don't forget Comic Book Spectrum, 7 p.m. on Thursday evenings with Eric and Clyde and Brian and occasionally Joe D, because he's amazing, and me. Tune in anyway. Anyway, it's a great show. A lot of fun. You'll love what we have to say. And also check out our new show, Dr. John Celestri, the original gangsta. He's on Wednesday afternoons teaching you what he knows about art and animation. It's a joy to watch. Check that show out. Check out the Rising Tide Broadcast Network on Facebook, and please give it a like. And so, with that, we bid you a cheese fondue. And we're going to have some spots at the end of the show. Please check out our friends here and give them some love if you would, as you have ours. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you Wednesday morning. And as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. We'll see you Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central on the next Nevermind the Furthermore. Have a great Monday, everyone. Take care.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
Hey, yo, Pops here. Are you looking to be on Monday Madness? Is Monday no good? Do you need a special edition? Are you looking to be on the first timer spotlight on for you new guys? Launch parties, countdowns, CromCon Monthly. We got it all right here at the Madness Comic Network, providing online promotional services for the indie comic community and proud sponsor of
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.
Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com. From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.